I had a conversation with this lady once. She come over here from Tasmania. She's English and moved over there some time ago to visit her elderly father. Um, and she was telling me that they had a massive, massive problem with loads of boats reaching their shores pretty much on a daily basis with illegal migrants coming in from God knows where. And what I decided to do in Tasmania was send them somewhere else. So effectively, not allowing them to make landfall. You never guess what happened. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining me once again. As always, please make sure you give it the thumbs up on the video and subscribe to the channel. Keep up with all the updates. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Well, I'm back again. I didn't think I would be, but there was an important ruling at 10 o'clock this morning regarding the government's Rwanda policy. Basically, is it deemed lawful to send migrants that enter this country illegally to somewhere else, i.e. Rwanda? Well, it turns out, and predictably so, if I'm honest, that they found it unlawful to send them to Rwanda. Now, Lord Reid come out with this information here and delivering his judgment. The president of the Supreme Court stressed the decision was based entirely on the evidence and the legal principles. The court said not concerned with political debate around the policy, but the political implications of what the court had done are massive and unavoidable. This is a serious blow to the government in its flagship policy to stop the boats. One of Rishi Sunak's 5 pledges for 2023 has just been struck down. The Prime Minister will now have to make a rapid decision about how to proceed and what timing, coming just 2 days after Suella Braverman was sacked as Home Secretary and less than 24 hours after Braverman publicly lambasted Sunak's approach to illegal immigration. Well, as I said, this was all too predictable. And in Suella Braverman's letter that came out yesterday, and a good source of information for that is Maya Tusi. Go and check him out. Yeah, he didn't really have his heart in this and had no intention of stopping the boats. Apparently so, according to Suella Braverman's letter. What I want to play you, and it's just under a couple of minutes long, is the ruling as delivered. And you can hear it for yourself.
Which has to be applied in this case is whether there are substantial grounds for believing that asylum seekers sent to Rwanda would be at real risk of refoulement. In the light of the evidence which I have summarized, the Court of Appeal concluded that there were such grounds. We are unanimously of the view that they were entitled to reach that conclusion. Indeed, having been taken through the evidence ourselves, we agree with their conclusion. We accept the Home Secretary's submission that the Rwandan government entered into the agreement in good faith, and that the capacity of the Rwandan system to produce accurate and fair decisions can and will be built up. Nevertheless, asking ourselves whether there were substantial grounds for believing that a real risk of refoulement existed at the relevant time, we have concluded that there were. The changes needed to eliminate the risk of refoulement may be delivered in the future, but they have not been shown to be in place now. The Home Secretary's appeal is therefore dismissed. There is also a cross-appeal on behalf of one of the asylum claimants who argues that the Rwandan policy is in breach of retained EU law, as well as being unlawful for the reasons that I've already explained. We reject that argument on the basis that under an Act of Parliament enacted in 2020, the EU provisions in question ceased to have effect at the end of that year. The cross-appeal is therefore also dismissed.
So as you can see, appeal rejected on the grounds of referment. think I said it right. I had to look it up. And what that basically means is, if you send an individual to Rwanda, can you guarantee that they will not be sent back to their country of origin? And they can't answer that question in an affirmative sense. So what they've done on that basis is thrown the appeal out on that basis. Now, Rwanda have taken issue with this, and they've come out with the following statement. Minutes after the ruling, the Rwanda government issued this statement saying it takes issue with being defined as a territory that is not a safe third country. This is ultimately a decision for the UK's judicial system, the statement reads. However, we do take issue with the ruling that Rwanda is not a safe third country for asylum seekers and refugees. In terms of refoulement, I get the word right, Rwanda and the UK have been working together to ensure the integration of relocated asylum seekers into Rwandan society. Rwanda is committed to its international obligations. We've been recognised by the UNHCR and other international institutions for our exemplary treatment of refugees. Throughout this legal process, we've been busy continuing to deliver progress for Rwandans and working together with international partners to solve some of the biggest challenges that Africa and the wider world faces. We take our humanitarian responsibility seriously. We'll continue to live up to them. Make of that what you will, but the impression I get through all of this is that while it's deemed unlawful to send them to Rwanda, is it unlawful to send them somewhere? You have to ask yourself the question. But I think any appeals or anything going forward, it's quite clear by now there's going to be technicalities, there's going to be stuff that's going to be thrown in the way, and they're going to keep coming. Now, the statement from Rishi Sunak put out a statement on the Rwanda ruling saying the government will consider what steps to take next. It notes that ruling said the principle of sending migrants to a third country is lawful. However, they were worried about Rwanda. This was not the outcome we wanted, but we have spent the last few months planning for all eventualities, and we remain completely committed to stopping the boats. I'm afraid I have no faith in that statement whatsoever. Crucially, the Supreme Court, like the Court of Appeal and the High Court before it, has confirmed that the principle of sending illegal migrants to a safe third country for processing is lawful. This confirms the government's clear view from the outset. Illegal migration destroys lives and costs British taxpayers millions of pounds a year. You're not kidding. We need to end it. We'll do whatever it takes to do so, because when people know if they come here illegally, they won't get to stay, they will stop coming altogether, and we will stop the boats. I think James cleverly wrote that. That's what he said, and I don't believe him either. Now, the impression I get, like any governments before, their heart just simply isn't in it. They're not going to stop them. They're going to keep coming. And this legal merry-go-round is going to go around for years until someone comes in with the backbone and the gumption to actually put a stop to it. It's costly in more than one way. And I think only a change in the way our government actually works is the only way to achieve this at the end of the day. Now, I'll leave you with this parting shot. The government are very good at throwing money, good after bad, at all sorts of schemes. Do you have any idea how much they've given to Rwanda for a scheme that is now considered unlawful, as if we didn't know? 140 million quid given to the Rwandan government, led by President Paul Kagame. Despite the introduction of the illegal migration bill, no deportation flights have occurred due to a series of legal challenges, including the one today. There you go, folks. There's a roundup of the news this morning. Let me know what you think in the comments. Share this around and show your support for the channel. And as I said at the beginning, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Toodaloo.